Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. It is May, which means my mom is coming to visit soon, which means I think we need to start a tradition here where right before my mom comes to visit, I make a favorites video where I just get to talk about all the things that I've been loving in my life lately, items, etc. In this video, we're going to be bebopping and scatting all about the house so I can show you all the various things that I have been obsessed with. So, shall we begin? The first thing I would love to talk about today is my espresso grinder. Now, espresso is a hobby that is not cheap to get into because arguably the grinder is the most important part and they can be pretty pricey. I mean, if you want, you can spend like $2,000 on an espresso grinder. I am not in that position to do so. However, I do enjoy espresso and making espresso drinks. So I was in need of a budget-friendly, beginner, good quality espresso grinder and I settled on the Eureka Mignon Manual. She's cool. I love her. Hella sturdy. I did have to order it from Italy and make sure that I chose the correct voltage and whatnot, but shipping was so fast and it wasn't any more expensive than like any espresso grinder around here. The settings can be a little bit fiddly, but you know what? If you're like me and you enjoy espresso in a wide variety of ranges in milk drinks, you know, lattes, that kind of thing, Americanos, that's primarily how I enjoy my espresso. I'm gonna put this down because it's really heavy. Very sturdy, well-made Italian product. If you're like me and you don't really care too much about, you know, down to the decimal points of things when you're making espresso, which a lot of people are very into, I simply don't care that much. I weigh out 18 grams of beans, I grind them, I like dial in my espresso when I get it new to make sure that it's flowing the proper speed. That's it. I don't need anything more than that. This grinder has been absolutely top-notch perfection for me. I love it. It's heavy, it's sturdy, it feels very, very well made, incredibly easy to maintain and just clean out every once in a while, brush out some loose grinds, and she looks cute on the countertop. So if you were just jumping into espresso, the world of espresso, and you're looking for a good entry-level, affordable grinder, this little baby is about $300, I think, which is really good. There are a couple other grinders available domestically that you can get for like $200 or so, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna spend the $100 to get like a little bit better quality. In this beast, she feels like she's good quality and I love her and I cannot wait to just have her around for so many years. Now, when I make a large purchase like this, $300 to me is a large purchase. So in my head, ooh, there's a cardinal outside. Hi, Cardinal. Hi, sir. How's your family today? Sorry, what was I saying? Oh yeah. When I make a large purchase like this of, you know, $200 or more, I like to, in my head, just think about how many hours do I work to pay off this item. So the hours that I work to afford this bad boy were about 13, which is like kind of high, I guess, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this espresso grinder so much. I literally use it every single day, if not multiple times a day, and it is still as awesome as it was the first day that I bought it a couple months back. So number one, we love the Eureka Mignon Manual espresso grinder. Love her, she's the best. If you're a regular viewer of this channel, you'll know that I have been so into sewing lately, like just so ridiculously into sewing. And so the next thing I want to talk about is my serger. I feel like maybe I've talked about my sewing machine already before, which I love very, very much. My sewing machine is the Juki HZL LB5020. It's small, it's lightweight, it's a great beginner sewing machine, has all the stitches that you would need. However, it's not great for sewing knits and like stretchy fabrics. It doesn't have adjustable presser foot tension. And so I find that I was getting very, very wavy, crazy seams and it's just not good. And I enjoy wearing knits. And so I want to be able to sew with knits. And so I knew that eventually I would have to be investing in a serger. And I did. This is my baby. She's also a Juki machine. Juki is just a good, reliable, well-built sewing machine brand. And I love her. I've had her for probably about a month now, I think. This is the Juki MO654DEN. There's also just the DE, and I could not find anywhere what the difference is between the DE and the DEN, so cannot help you there. I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know the difference. This little thing is great. You know, as sergers go, it's pretty easy to thread. Sergers can be notoriously like tricky to thread sometimes for people, especially beginners. It can be a little intimidating, but it's all color-coded, shows you exactly where everything needs to go. Everything is laid out. It's just very easy to thread. I didn't have any issues with it, and I've been using the absolute crap out of this bad boy ever since I brought it home. Yeah, she's small. She doesn't take up a huge amount of space. She's easy to thread. Works super well, super fast, a little scary sometimes as sergers are, but I have no complaints about this. It's absolutely perfect. It can do, I think it's a 3, 4, and 5 thread serger, so you can change how many threads you want to use. If you don't sew, this is not interesting to you, but there's a bunch of different stitches that you can do with a serger, and this little beast can do a couple of them, which is really, really nice. I haven't played around with many of them yet, but I very much look forward to doing it, especially a cute little rolled lettuce hem on the bottom of a skirt. I absolutely cannot wait to start playing around with that. I think it's going to be so fun, so exciting. So number 2 on our list of things I have been absolutely loving and obsessed with, my Juki MO654DEN serger. We're back in the kitchen for number 3 of things I have been loving lately. And this one is kind of like, it's a hobby. It's a new hobby that I've been very into and enjoying and loving. So a couple weeks back, Grant decided he wanted to start fermenting things, and I was like, heck yes, let's do it. I support you, do whatever you want. And then I saw him doing fermenty things, and I was like, I'm gonna make sauerkraut. And so I did. New hobby alert, y'all. Sauerkraut is in the works. The jars that Grant had purchased were his to play around with, so I didn't want to encroach on his hobby, so I purchased my own little jars. These are the ball jars. They come with just a screw top. They got a little valve on the top to let the gas out. It smells like farts. It's great. I love it. And it comes with a little spring on the inside that holds all the stuff down underneath the brine while it's fermenting so that you don't end up with like mold and whatnot. You can see the spring in there a little bit. It's sitting on top of a cabbage leaf on top of my sauerkraut. I'm so excited. And the thing that's like the fun thing about fermenting as like a hobby, I suppose, is that it's not a huge time suck. I mean, it is in the way that you have to wait for things, but that's like passive hobby time, you know? Like you don't really count it because you throw some stuff in a jar, you let it sit for however long you need to do it. And so like the time that you're actually putting into it is like maybe 20 minutes, maybe. All you gotta do is get some jars, some fruit, some veg, whatever, and some salt. I mean, that's really all you need. My sauerkraut just has like cabbage, a little bit of carrot, ginger, garlic, and dill seed, and salt, and that's it. Shove it all in a jar, the juices come out, I'm gonna have sauerkraut in a couple weeks. And that's so much fun. We're looking forward to fermenting some like green beans and like radish and snap peas, and we're all excited to hit up the farmer's market and grow some of our own stuff this year and, you know, just ferment our own fun things, because cool. We're in the bathroom for our next item to talk about today. This one is so fun. This was a gift given to me for Christmas from my husband, and I'm obsessed with it. I love it so, so much. As somebody who has naturally wavy hair, it's fine, but I have a lot of it, and I have bangs right now. I don't always love to air dry my hair because it takes so long, and then I get itchy scalp. And apparently now science is saying that, you know, as long as you use a heat protectant and whatnot, for some people, blow drying your hair can actually be better in the long run than letting it air dry, and I think I might be one of those people. We have here, what is this? We have here the Hot Tools one-step blowout brush. I'm sure you've seen these all over the place lately. It literally is just a brush that air is blown through it on the inside, and it's so great. I love this thing so, so much. I use it pretty much every single time. You know, sometimes I'll let my hair air dry if it's like a nice day and I know I'm gonna be outside a lot. That seems to help it go a lot faster. If I'm like showering close to bed and I'm like, oh, I gotta go to sleep, I don't want to go to bed with wet hair because I'm gonna wake up with wet hair because that's just how long it takes to dry. Especially when you have bangs. If you don't style those bad boys like right away from being wet, they're just gonna do whatever they want to do, and you're not gonna be happy with the outcome. This beast, even if I'm letting the rest of my hair air dry, I'll just like do the bangs real quick, you know, side and around, and then they're manageable and they're okay. I've never been able to get the hang of the whole like hair dryer and brush thing at the same time. Like I've tried so many times. I don't know why. I just can't get the hang of it. My hands and my brain don't enjoy working together like that, and I get so tired holding them both up. With this, you only gotta hold one thing up. Sometimes I do find myself needing to use both hands though, because the handle is quite thick. It's a big, beefy, girthy handle. It's big. So sometimes you do have to use two hands if you've got like long hair. I can imagine that'd be pretty tiring, but blow drying your hair when it's long anyway is tiring. This thing is awesome. And you know what? While we're in the bathroom, I'm going to talk about something that wasn't even planned. Perfume samples is what we're going to talk about next. This year, randomly, I don't know why, I was like, I'm into perfume now, which I've never been in my life, because normally I would always think perfume gives me a headache. I was just smelling yucky, gross perfumes that I didn't like. Apparently there are a lot that I do like, and now I'm not, you know, I'm not made of money, you guys. I can't afford like a $300, $400 full bottle of perfume, so you won't catch me out here doing that. But what you will catch me doing is visiting like Fragland or Scentsplit.com or, you know, those kind of websites where you can just get a tiny little sample of a perfume that you want to try out. You're not sure you're going to like it. They're usually like between $5 and $10 each for little samples of, you can get various amounts. 1 milliliter, 2 milliliters, 5, various amounts from different websites, however much you want to try out. The world is your oyster. You can try out so many cool things. I got this one here. It's called I Am Trash. It smells great. I love it. And now I know. And I have all these fun perfumes to play around with. And not only do I have these, but I also recently got the Finery little, what is this called? What do you want to call this? It's the Discovery set from Finery that comes with Without a Trace, Pistachio Please, Sweet on the Outside, Not Another Cherry, and The New Rouge, which is basically a knockoff of Baccarat Rouge from, and I actually have the real one here. They do smell similar. The real one is just a bit more like complex, has more depth to it, I guess. But it's just so much fun to have little tiny samples of things. I only have a couple so far that I've received that I didn't like. 2% dislike to 98% like. That's a good ratio. And I have so much fun just like going through the websites, reading notes of perfumes, and finding ones that I think maybe I would enjoy. Alright, I was just going to move on. I realize there's one more bathroom related item that I want to talk about today, and that is the L'Oreal Hyaluron Plump Shampoo and Conditioners. I've fallen for the hype that people are always saying, you need salon quality shampoo, like don't buy your shampoo at the drugstore, like the grocery store, blah, blah, blah. It's not good, it's bad for your hair. What are we talking about? I've tried all those like $30 each for a shampoo, all those kinds of things. I know that every person's hair is different. There's lots of different textures and types of hair. And for me, this is absolutely fine. And my hair feels so nice. And since using this, I can go like at least one day longer before I feel like my hair is looking greasy and needs to be washed, which is so much fun. And it smells super good. They're each like $5 a bottle. Can you go wrong? You can't, unless your hair doesn't agree with this formula, but it's totally fine for me. I have normal, you know, like wavy, fine, medium porosity hair. This is completely perfect for my hair. Like there's nothing wrong with it. It's so soft. It smells so good. It blow dries really, really nicely when I use it. And then, you know, just for funsies, once a week I'll use like a clarifying shampoo, just, I don't know, you never know, it just feels good. It's just a good little routine, okay? So this is, I think, our last bathroom item that I want to talk about. This shampoo and conditioner. Okay, for real, now we're moving out of the bathroom. Our next item that I have been absolutely loving is a sewing magazine. I didn't even know things like this still existed. I thought magazines were like done and out. My mom used to always get magazines like, you know, Better Homes and Gardens and like Food and Living or whatever those are called. And it's just so much fun to be like, ooh, little magazine coming this month. And then you get to flip through and read all the articles, find cool new recipes and stuff. So when I discovered there was a sewing magazine that I could get, I was like, heck yeah, let me try this bad boy out. So I ordered 2 issues. Every issue that comes out has like a theme, and there are stories and articles written by various people involved in the sewing industry. So many cool things. It's really, really neat. The most exciting part at the end, you get some sewing patterns. You get sewing patterns, you guys, and they're all included in the back here, all folded up. If you have like a hobby, you know, even if it's a little niche hobby, maybe there's a cool little magazine out there for you to look into. I just love it, especially in a day and age where so many things are digital only. It's really nice to just have a physical copy of something to read and like hold that's based around something that you really enjoy. I love it. All right, there are 3 items left that I want to talk about, and they are all very random and absolutely not related to each other whatsoever in any way. The third to last one is my little Soundcore Flare Speaker. I refound this last week when I was cleaning out the house, and I forgot how much I loved it. Grant got this for me a couple years back, and I've used it so much, but you know, things get tidied and like put away and you kind of forget about them. So I rediscovered this, charged it, and I've been using it like constantly ever since. My little laptop that I have that's basically only good enough to use for some light internet browsing and reading my sewing pattern instructions. That's pretty much all that I use it for, really. The speakers on that thing are abysmal, just atrocious, so tinny, awful. It hurts your ears to listen to. So I've been Bluetooth hooking up to this bad boy, or just, you know, playing through my phone, whatever. And it's just nice to have music playing while I'm doing chores about the house, or sewing, or just, you know, anything. It's nice to have a little bit of music on in the background and not have to use earbuds because I use them constantly while I'm at work every day. So I like to give my ears a little bit of a break sometimes, and just a little speaker. If I'm going from room to room, I can just take it with me. I love it. It's so great. I think this little guy runs for like maybe $65 at this point, but it's so good. It has such a good sound quality. I don't know, and it lights up all cute in the bottom. I love it. Second to last item, we're dropping down low because I want to talk about shorts. You may know that recently I picked up a couple staple items from Old Navy, and I was hesitant about the shorts because their pants and their shorts used to fit me so weird, and I never liked how they sat on my body, and I just felt uncomfortable and weird in them. Happy to report, it seems like Old Navy has done some sort of fit adjustments. I don't know. But the shorts, like, I'm so much more happy with how they look on me lately. It's just, you know, it's nothing special. It's just a casual pair of shorts for hot summer days. They're light, they're breezy, they're kind of cute. I don't know. You might not think they're cute. Pretty much have been wearing these all weekend long. They're just so comfortable. And, you know, yeah, Old Navy may be a contributor to the fast fashion industry. However, if you're like me and then you buy an item of clothing, you generally keep it around for a really, really long time. And I think that's okay. They got good deals on things a lot. So if I can get a pair of shorts for like 15 bucks and then I'm gonna have them for a couple years, I don't see anything wrong with that because I'm gonna wear the absolute crap out of these. I love them. I also got just like a pair of linen shorts from them that I've also been wearing the crap out of lately. So I'm very stoked about Old Navy shorts this year. Shorts that I used to absolutely hate. Last but not least, the thing I want to talk about is dog related, specifically dog food. This little beast right here, this large creature that you see in front of you, has had tummy issues since day one, since we brought him home as a puppy. Just, I don't know, apparently it's really common in large breeds. He basically has just had loose poops forever and ever. So in turn, anal gland issues. And also if he didn't eat strictly every 6 hours, he would throw up bile. And that's not fun for him. Are you sniffing my shirt? Do you mind? The microphone's right there. If he didn't eat strictly every 6 hours, he'd throw up bile, which is not fun for him, not fun for us to have to clean up off the rugs all the time. You know, I fell into the hype my whole life, basically, of like Purina and Science Diet and whatnot. Like, those are bad quality foods and you shouldn't feed your dogs those food. They're just garbage filler. Turns out, after becoming an adult and doing some research of my own, you know, reading on some scientific papers, they're actually some of the few foods that are approved by the WSAVA, the World Small Animal Veterinary Association nutritional guidelines. So basically their foods have actually just been rigorously tested and made sure that they actually fit the nutritional requirements of our furry friends. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with like boutique brand dog foods. Like I used to feed Origin and Merrick and, you know, foods like that all the time to a lot of other dogs that I've had in the past. I never had issues with them or anything, but I've also just, because I've never had a dog that had tummy troubles like Briggs. So, you know, got tired of the stinky anal glands and like nothing that we were doing, like adding fiber, was helping or anything. So on a whim one day, I just tried out Purina One high protein food because I had read that, you know, high protein foods can be really good for large dogs that have a loose stool issue because the protein takes a little bit longer to digest. So I just tried it out, and after the transition, like, everything got so much better. Arlo was absolutely fine on this food as well, but we did notice that both of them kind of had green poops, or rather I noticed because Grant's colorblind and couldn't tell. So yeah, it was a high protein food, and I think that some of the excess protein was a plant protein, so maybe that's what could have been causing the green poops, because neither of them have like nutritional allergies or food allergies of any kind. After that, I just was like, all right, well, let's just try Purina Pro Plan Complete Essentials. And so they've been on that for a while. His poops have never been more firm, and they're still not like Arlo level firm poops, but so much better. I have not smelled a stinky anal gland in so long, and I can't remember the last time we had to clean up puke. So just so happy. Your whole life you have dogs who just can eat whatever and they're totally fine. You don't really think about how you're just basically getting lucky there. Because this poor little beast, this poor sweet baby boy, was not doing well on any other food that we tried. Like, he was doing okay, but like, how can he be feeling if he's throwing up 6 hours, you know, every 6 hours? He still, to this day, still eats 4 times a day. You know, if that's what we have to do to keep his tummy happy, then I'm completely willing to do that. He's happy, Arlo's happy, and also, Arlo was a dog who has always seemed like it was painful for him to eat food. Like, he would leave his food in his bowl for so long, and then he'd finally eat it. Ever since we switched to Purina, he actually runs to his food bowl when it's food time and eats immediately. I don't know. I don't know what that says. Every dog is obviously different, and you just feed your dog what works for your dog and what works for you. Everybody has different budgets. In your budget, you can probably find something that's going to be good for your dog. Disclaimer, not a vet, not a dog nutritionist, just what's worked for us here. We've just gotten lucky. Like, they've both been doing super, super well on Purina. Right now we're using the Purina Pro Plan Complete Essentials because I think that's the only food that they're leaving probiotics in, but Briggs has been doing so well on it. So I hope fingers crossed they don't remove the probiotics from this one because he's been doing so well. Arlo loves it. He enjoys the taste. Like they love it. I'm not saying, once again, not saying that other brands of dog food and like boutique brands of dog food are bad or anything, because maybe if you're experiencing some tummy troubles with your dog like we have that isn't an allergy related issue, give a try to one of like the WSAVA approved brands. I've been talking so much now, I'm just like tired, I'm exhausted, and I'm ready for breakfast. Well, I have been rambling on for quite long enough. I think this concludes this year's annual Things Tara Has Been Loving in Her Life episode. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today while I just ramble on about all the things that I have been loving. I enjoy talking about things that I like, and I hope you've enjoyed it. So thanks for hanging out. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you're not. Really helps things out. Helps keep me motivated to keep making silly videos that some people find interesting. So go ahead, do that if you'd like. And for those of you who are regular viewers, my mom is visiting and I'm going to try to convince her to just like be in a video with me. Maybe we're gonna do some gardening together probably. So stay tuned for that. Mom and Eddie hanging out in the video with Tara, me. All right, thanks guys for watching and I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.